So, Sandra, what made you want to step up and become a councillor?
Well, it's really funny because I've been a governor of lots of different schools in the town since I was very young. I mean, 35 years I've been a governor. I've been chair of governor for 34 for a school for children with special needs, emotional behavioural difficulties. And it seems that kind of built up, going through the committee systems within the education system, is all part of what I do now as a councillor. So that wasn't that I felt quite comfortable in that world. But as far as I'm concerned, you cannot ever get your education back. Education is extremely important, and everybody should have the same opportunities.
As Tony Blair said, education.
Yeah, we could. But for me, that is absolutely true. I do believe that every child, whether they're disabled children or they've got emotional behavioural difficulties, or they're mainstream children, there should not be cutbacks in education, because that's the next generation. And children will, as my granddaughter says, behave yourself, Nan, because I get to choose your care home.
Well, my son was lucky. He went to school through the Blair Brown years. So he left school in 2012. So I guess austerity was just perhaps beginning in 2012. And he needed support at school. And he got really, really good support at school. But thank God he went to school in those years, because he wouldn't be getting that type of support now, because they're the people that schools are having to cut back on. And we've got the schools now doing a 4.5-day week because they've got no money for the teachers. So this is disgrace, and as you say, every child should have a decent education, which they're not getting under this present regime.
What about you, Claire? What brought you to?
I think...
I know I kept asking you and asking you.
You did.
So what did I say, or what really was the thing?
I think the belief in myself. I didn't think that I could do it. Then having conversations with both you and Richard and Sharon, called me a couple of times and said that you all thought that I had what could become a good councillor. I always had the passion in the community and the passion in my socialist beliefs that this was the way that people should be living, but you don't often think that what you feel is going to make a difference, and I can see that it makes a difference.
It's little steps.
It is very much little steps, yeah, and I'm just very honoured and proud that I got there. It was hard work, as I say, a couple of visits to the chiropodist between January and May, but we got there tramping the streets for supporting everybody.
But your employers were very supportive.
They're very flexible, and working for the NHS as well, they understand the importance of what I'm trying to do as well. And they were very, very flexible. They allowed me time off to go campaigning because I made up time so that I took annual leave where I could, but of course you can't always take.
Yeah, you didn't take advantage.
And I made up my time to allow me to have time off to go campaigning and supporting the campaign. And they were very, very, they're very supportive, and they allowed me to do that. And they were really, really chuffed when I was successful as well, because as you know, it takes a lot to, the hard work. It's not, you don't just expect people to vote for you. You have to work hard.
I know you're very passionate about the NHS.
Yeah, I've worked for the NHS for 25 years and worked through the good times, and I'm working through some very, very tough times now. And the front line is being hit all the time. And people go to A&E to be treated because they can't get a GP appointment. I think that's one reason why A&E gets inundated. Another thing is as well is that A&E we've only got one A&E now, where we used to have two within a radius of 15 miles. So that also puts onus on the main A&E. The staff are cut back. We have staff leaving. They're stressed. They're off sick with stress, and they're just 24 hours. One of my colleagues was on call, a manager was on call over the weekend. Her shift started at 5 in the evening and it should have finished about 11. She's just like an on-site manager, and she didn't leave the hospital till 6 the following morning because she didn't want to leave people with, you know, backup of ambulances and so forth. And it's also the care packages, the care system should be linked towards the NHS, and it's not.
I totally agree, because, you know, my own son is severely disabled, and I've just been informed that they are doing a review, and I've relied on the fact that he goes to a respite unit. And now I've been told there's a likelihood that that's going to be closed down, and he leads a small life anyway, because, you know, he is physically and mentally handicapped. So going to his respite is like a little holiday for him.
Well, it also gives him social interaction, doesn't it?
It does.
Between, you know, apart from the
It gives me a break.
Absolutely.
But that's not the ulterior motive. It is for someone that's got a small life like he's got, is to be able to broaden his horizons.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with austerity, adult care is being cut back. He used to go to daycare 5 days a week. He now goes 3 days a week. So it is hard, because a lot of the carers where Sean goes to daycare are late middle-aged to elderly. And, you know, the needs of the disabled don't get easier as they get older.
Absolutely.
And if you're getting older yourself and you're starting to suffer from different physical disabilities, you know, it is tough.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
And the other thing with me working at the hospital that we've noticed as well is the mental health issues. So a lot more people are coming into the A&E with mental health issues because they're not getting the support in the community that they should be getting, because that's another service that is totally being stripped to the bone.
Well, I totally agree with you. I mean, working in education, CAMS, you know, you've got a waiting list of something up to 3 years for a child that's got mental health conditions to be able to see a member from CAMS. So, you know, it's all of these things that the recession or the cutbacks, you know, are causing so many knock-on problems, because, you know, if you look at it on a bigger picture, somebody, say for instance, got a child with those kind of conditions, and then the parents have got to cope, so they themselves may actually need help from.
And I think people forget about the support network of these people as well.
Yeah.
Is that when you have got mental health issues, it isn't only that one person, as you say, that needs the support. It's the whole network around that person that needs the support, and it's those people that we're failing them.
But of course, you know that, you know, our roles as a councillor, we often come across people that are the most vulnerable in the community, and we have to take that on board.
Yeah.
You know, that they need a voice. We have to be a voice for them.
Yeah, and learning that very quickly as well. Yeah.